This is the true story of 4 people who give up the conveniences of modern-day life and are transported back in time to live 24 hours on an 1880s farm. Join us on a German-American farm where the constant caring for of livestock and the completion of daily chores is essential to the success of the farm. Our guest will live on the Volkening Heritage Farm in Schaumburg, Illinois, and learn the hardships and rewards of living out their historical roots. As morning breaks over the farm, our group is getting an early start on breakfast and feeding the animals. Later, the men will milk the cows and the women will begin canning food before going on a trip to town. Let's hope they slept well because it's going to be a long day.
I'd have to say I slept pretty well. It was, well, a lot better than I expected I was going to. The mattress was a lot more comfortable than I expected since it was feather instead of straw.
I don't get the whole bed thing, why they did soften those up and why the guys got the feather bed and we got the straw bed, but, you know, find that out later.
Waking up and immediately starting to cook and then do dishes. And then go canning all before 9 o'clock in the morning.
And start our day. Here, let's get this book off the table.
Food preservation is key in the 1880s. Without refrigeration, you have to find some way to keep enough food to live throughout the year. There are many ways of doing that depending on what it is. Meats and things of that sort may be smoked, but vegetables, the best method of preserving them is to can them. Essentially they're put in a glass jar and sealed with a wax top with a metal lid over the top of that until they're ready to open.
What we're going to do, or what we can do, is start. I'm going to wipe that off too. Get that sit out here. We can put water in here right away, or we can put the rondelles. Oh, I'm writing that away. We could, like I said, put water in that right away, or start it without the water and put the water in right away after we start it.
Well, we start it first.
You want to start it first?
Yeah.
Okay.
To actually find out what it was like to jar and can something, especially of that time, was really interesting. And of course you had to get the fire started many hours in advance, so you know, we were out in the summer home, they call it, and putting the fire and getting it stoked up and ready to go.
What I do, I scrape it on here.
Okay. And then you just put it in?
Well, you light the paper. Just like you would a campfire.
Basically, the first thing we want to do is groom them, because everything that's on the cow ends up in the milk. So, brush them, everything behind the stanchion pretty much. It also helps keep the flies down so they don't beat you with the tail near as much. So, work on that. You can slide right up there in between them. If you need more space, just push on and she'll move over.
In any dairy operation, cleanliness is very important. When the cows are first let into the barn, they're groomed down, they're curried and brushed. Their udder is cleaned, because anything that is on the cow basically is going to end up in the milk. Again, this is not a closed loop system like we would use in a modern milking parlor. They're just squeezing the milk into a bucket, so they want to keep their surroundings as clean as possible.
Alright, this way this works. You got to pinch off the top of the teat here. Fills, and you squeeze it with your other fingers. Just like that, okay? And all four have to be done. The back ones are a little shorter. I use these 2 fingers, but you got to pinch off at the top and then squeeze the bottom.
Okay.
All right, that's all there is to it.
It's difficult to have me come in and show you how to milk a cow, and I've been doing it for years, and it just flows out, and then you try it and nothing comes. It can be very frustrating.
So you pinch it off at the top?
Pinch off as high as you can, and use your other fingers, squeeze down.
Still haven't quite gotten the hang of it. I can get it, almost get it with the right hand. Can't get it with the left hand though.
Just pinch off and pull down. It's called stripping.
Okay.
Should give that way too. It's not as fast once you learn how to do the other one, but it does work.
Oh, if I had to describe milking a cow, I'd have to say that it's a lot harder than it looks. There is some technique to it, and it's not easy to get the milk to flow.
It actually has to do with muscle memory, I think. You train your hands how to do it, and then you don't have to think about it. They both actually had a pretty hard time milking that cow, but that's not unusual, actually. They stuck with it, and they got it done. It took them a half hour to do what should have been 5 minutes, but tomorrow they would have been a little better, and in a week they would have been milking like a pro.
I don't think I want this milk for breakfast though.
That's hot enough.
You think?
Yeah.
All right. It's a lot of housework. I was hoping maybe we'd get out into the fields a little bit, but that's not what they did then. The ladies stayed inside and cooked and cleaned and took care of the men, and the men did all the heavy labor. So that's what we have to do.
Okay, let's see.
So we need flour, salt, brown sugar, soda, shortening, and buttermilk.
This isn't Julia Child, you know.
Yeah. I'd rather be indoors. I like cooking anyway, so I don't mind being in the kitchen. Everything's there.
All right.
This one you need more milk. That's
Yes.
not going to be enough.
No, that's buttermilk.
Right.
Buttermilk is what's left over. You'll see that when we make butter. It's what's left over, and either we give it to the pigs or we use it in cooking.
Okay.
Okay?
So milk.
How much?
1.5 cups.
Okay. I'll be back.
There we go. Evenly distribute the heat, which I don't think matters much. Who do you think's having the hardest time out there, Jamie?
That's a tough call. I don't, you know.
They're probably doing that. I wonder if they're probably doing the hay too, because they had a lot of that to do.
No, that's this afternoon.
That's this afternoon. So today they were cleaning the stalls, milking the cows. What else?
I think that
was it, right?
Yeah.
Throw the feed all over the yard there.
After
Yeah. There's a wire for that to hold the door open.
You'll notice on several of our chickens that there are feathers missing from their back, and there are several reasons for that, but a major part of it has to do with a natural pecking order.
The dominant chickens peck all the ones lower than that. And so if you're the lowest on the line, every chicken pecks you.
Are they doing good?
They're doing all right. How's the one on top?
The one on top is starting to brown a little bit, but some of them are.
Okay.
with having all the food in the garden, it was nice. I mean, we could go out at any time, and if we needed more, rhubarb to make rhubarb we could just go and get it. Or if we needed more, like spices, we could go right out and get it.
This is parsnips that are going to seed.
Oh, wow.
So
That's neat.
just letting you see how that's done.
Okay.
All right.
You going back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Over here is our hops.
You can see.
You see a little sign, and that's where what we use for making beer and yeast. And they go every year. They get healthier.
Yeah.
And larger.
And we immediately had to make breakfast, and I remember making German pancakes, bacon, eggs with chives, and biscuits.
And dangerous with a potato peeler. Stay
Okay,
back.
so these biscuits are.
Well,
Basically, no, you know what?
As soon as you cut it.
They're a little brown on top, but they look perfect
Are
on
they okay?
the sides.
Well, at least then they're not burnt. You know. Okay, I'm not a chef.
Don't forget, we need to check that fire outside. I'm not going to tell you this much longer.
Uh-oh, that must mean that it's getting low.
I'll go.
Alrighty,
That's
breakfast time.
Do they put these right on the table, or should I put them in something?
I would put them in something.
Okay.
Put them in a bowl over here, or
On a
anything
plate
you
or
want.
something.
Well, thanks, Ben.
As far as how much wood a family would have to burn, that's going to vary greatly over the course of the year. Wood was burned for number one, to heat a building, but number two, to fuel for cooking. So when the weather is hot, you're obviously going to use much less fuel. On average, a family might use about 20 cords of firewood over the course of the year.
Gentlemen, did you wash your hands?
Yeah.
Have you been cutting wood? You need to wash your hands again. And I would pass the food around quickly because it'll get cold
quick.
The color of the scrambled eggs, that's the color they are when you use cast iron.
Yeah.
What's this?
Those are eggs with some chives in them. And these are German pancakes, guys.
Yeah. Now what's on the agenda for you guys?
Yeah, we
after
do
this?
this. Yeah.
I think we have to do the milk delivery.
Yeah. We gotta go to town. The old Schaumburg.
We've got to wash dishes again and then probably start lunch.
Oh, you got canning.
The food tastes great.
If people want to get a good workout, we should sell memberships to here.
There you go.
Chopping wood.
I will say though, milking a cow is a lot harder than it looks.
How'd that go?
Yeah, it is. Well, the cow didn't have a lot of milk in it.
What time did you guys get to sleep last night?
Never.
Well, after we stopped talking, you mean? It was
A little bit.
about
It's like every
12:30.
Yeah, at least.
Oh, I think I was out before that.
I was up at some point in the middle of the night and we had to make a bathroom run.
It was about 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning. And when you gotta go, you gotta go. So I put my pants on underneath my little nightshirt and snuck out with a flashlight. And then it was pitch black in the outhouse, and had my little flashlight on and hoped I was doing everything where I was supposed to.
That was great. More dishes.
Well, just think, the day is just getting started. Where are we going?
Barn. Where else do we go?
That's our place.
Dishes, cooking, canning. Dishes, cooking, and canning again. So far we've cooked a 5-course breakfast.
We've done about 50 buckets worth of dishes.
Stoked the fire at least
I don't know.
25 times at least.
Yeah, the guys need to chop more wood, smaller. 'Cause
They can't keep up with
using
us.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
They're slow.
Right, a
We're
little bit.
slacking too.
Yeah.
We saw them slacking.
Started to get ready to can. We've already done that, and it's only 9:45 in the morning, and
We're
You
making
notice the guys
cookies for lunch
laying
already.
down. Yeah, pretty good. We're quick.
Yeah, we're on top of things.
Just dump it in.
Dump it in there.
Yeah, here we go. Dinner time. That won't last long.
The animals don't eat nearly as much as you would think for the size that they are. I mean, the amount of food that we give them is, I look at it and it's like, oh, that's only about what I'd eat, yet you're feeding it a 400-pound hog, and just doesn't add up.
Showing off for the camera a little. Come on. Oh, that one didn't even stop this time.
Didn't have much choice this time. I'm so used to pitching in and helping out with the meal and cleanup and everything. Yeah, it was nice not to have to do the dishes, but at the same time I just had this habit to, want to go help out with the dishes and stuff like that. So it was a very foreign feeling, but I adjusted to it pretty quick too.
Jill and I went into the garden to pick rhubarb because we were making rhubarb lemonade. I'm guessing.
Okay, I think
That's enough? Okay.
for the time being, yeah.
To bring the leaves in
Couple more. I take the leaves off.
and leave them here?
Same thing over and over.
Right. Cook a meal, wash the dishes.
All right.
Wait on the
Sit down for 30 seconds and talk
Talk.
while you're eating, and then
Right.
get up and clean.
Canning. Then you got to work in the garden, so every day I'm sure it was a little different, but I don't think there was a whole lot of time to relax. No television, no stereo.
Which is okay too, but
Yeah, at least we have a break, right?
Yeah. I feel sorry for the women.
I did too. I don't know how the men are doing out there, but
I just saw Chris with a wheelbarrow, so I don't know. Going where?
yeah, I don't know.
There's always things that crop up, like wheels beginning to fall off wagons, and you make adjustments as you go.
Our wagon has a little problem. Initially when we went to pick the participants up, we lost a tire off of it, or nearly lost a tire off of it. The tire being the metal rim that runs around the wheel. Most farmers in Schaumburg are really a jack of all trades when it came to fixing things on the farm, whether it be a barn or a wagon or any other piece of equipment that would break.
It's there. All right, now just wired. Couple, 4, 5, however much wire you have.
Yeah, I got some more.
Milking stool has 3 legs. I guess our milk wagon has 3 wheels.
I knew that I was here not to accomplish these things myself, but to instruct and to let them really do it, and pass or fail, they were going to get a chance at it.
They'll be really unhappy if it comes apart on us in the middle of it.
They just don't understand.
And then just start twisting.
All right, I think what we need to do first, if you look at the recipe in a large saucepan,
Okay.
take rhubarb and vinegar. Cook rhubarb and vinegar 20 minutes.
Okay.
So we need to have probably something like this.
There's no sugar.
Let's see.
Just brown sugar.
Yeah, brown sugar.
Right.
2 pounds brown sugar. We aren't going to use that. We'll use another brown sugar.
Another
Because
kind?
and we'll get that out of the pantry.
Okay.
Let's see.
How much? 2?
Yeah, 2 pounds. I don't consider it hard. I don't think this is hard, but it's monotonous. Because like we were saying, it's you cook, you do dishes, you cook, you do dishes, you dump all the water, you cook, you do dishes, you heat water, you cook, you do it's the same thing over.
we decided that because we only have 2 eggs, the weather's cold, we've decided to put fake eggs in here that we use with our school groups. They're called porcelain eggs, and we're going to let the ladies figure out which are real and which aren't. Well, it looks like they're all waiting for us for some reason, huh?
And we're going to steal their eggs.
And we're going to steal their eggs. Yes, bring them all in. This little sweet one over here, she's our young one. She laid a pullet egg. There's a pullet egg in there. Yeah. I don't know if you know what a pullet egg is? When a young hen starts laying, we call them pullet eggs. That's it. Yeah.
Is that neat?
Look at the size of that egg.
Teeny one.
The guys, every time we've seen them, they're lounging around in the hay. Or they're harnessing a horse and unharnessing a horse, harnessing a horse, unharnessing. I don't think they do as much stuff as we do. I don't really think they know what we're doing.
Now we gotta hitch up the horses, huh?
There's milk cans in the back.
Milk?
You gotta come get put in the wagon.
The purpose of showing them the weight of the cans, we've only half filled them. They only have 5 gallons of water in it, which weighs about 40 pounds. In the 1880s, if you were to come to a farm that was milking cows, you would probably see milk cans that were about 5 gallons.
These weigh about 40 pounds plus the can, which is what an 1880s can would have been.
Yeah.
If these are loaded, they weigh 100 pounds. So.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, they're really stout. Supposedly a good milkman could pick 2 of these up, load them on the wagon.
One hand at a time?
I believe it.
Interesting thing about these big milk cans is in the 1930s and 40s when they came around on trucks and picked them up, it was not uncommon to see the milkman grab 2 of these and throw them up into the back of the truck one-handed. So the fact that our guys are struggling on it shows you a little bit about what it does to live in an office all the time.
Now we need to hard boil some eggs. Also, you need to put away your dishes when you're.
Okay.
You know, that just, you have to keep putting these away and
Taking them out.
take them out. Yeah, that's your responsibility. Some of those eggs are fake.
Oh. Shame on you. This one feels fake.
I'm saying this one's real. I'm saying this one's real.
There's 5 in there that are fake.
There were 5 of them?
5.
We have them correct?
No.
See, I can feel that these aren't real.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I can feel
Well,
that.
so we do one out. It's all right.
They tried to trick us. They gave us some fake eggs to see if we could figure out which ones were what.
Yeah.
We did pretty good.
I think I found our last fakey. As soon as I put the water in, it came right up to the top.
Did it float?
Yeah, this one floated.
That would be it.
We just put them in water and fake ones just floated.
Yeah,
you know.
so we knew.
At least we're smarter than the chickens.
Yeah.
That's all that proves.
All right. We're going to make some drop cookies. So I need to go get some more butter for you.
Okay.
We need 4 eggs, so I'll need to get you some more eggs too.
German drop butter cookies, is that what they are?
The trip to town historically was something that happened, but it didn't happen every day. Milk would have to be taken to the creamery or a railroad station. Eggs would be delivered. Supplies would be picked up, but it certainly wasn't an everyday occurrence. 2, maybe 3 times a week.
They want you to go to town because they have nothing better to do.
They want us to go to town?
Yeah, you have to ride the wagon with them and take some eggs over.
Okay.
Then I'm going to think.
Yeah, I'm going to need to do that
Yeah.
too.
Outhouse.
There we go. Oh, they're supposed to be like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I knew pretty well what this was going to be like going in, so there weren't any great surprises for me. I understood the confusion that was going to come from the crews and how the division of labor was going to work and how much of a learning curve these guys had.
Now let's take this piece. Over there.
The trip to town historically was something that happened, but it didn't happen every day. Milk would have to be taken to the creamery or a railroad station. Eggs would be delivered. Supplies would be picked up, but it certainly wasn't an everyday occurrence. 2, maybe 3 times a week.
makes you think twice about living how we live now and how they did then. It's very different.
The cooking and cleaning and stuff, you know, we do that now, but it takes a longer back then because they didn't have paper plates and, you know, disposable things. So constantly using every bowl, every cup, every saucer, every spoon, every fork.
I'd love to be a farmer in the 1880s. Just being able to be outside all day and actually work at the end of the day, feel just sore and know you've done a good day's work, I think it'd be a great feeling.
It's been a very eventful morning. Woke up early, came out, cleaned the barn, fed the animals, threw some hay to put new hay, fresh hay in their stalls. Did a little milking of the cow this morning, and now we got the horses ready and we're going to go to town.
Vulcanine Heritage Farm is owned and operated by the Schaumburg Park District. Spring Valley is open daily to the public and is located at 1111 East Schaumburg Road in Schaumburg, Illinois. For more information, visit www.parkfun.com.